Lagos's Hot FM.
Well, hello. Good morning. It's good to be here again. This is JIB Live on Hot 93.3. How you doing? How is the Tuesday? How did you start? What's going on? Are you in traffic? Are you in the office? Are you at home? If you're at home, by the way, I'm so jealous. I feel like I need an extra nap, you know. But it's great to be here. It's great to be here on a Tuesday morning. This is JIB Live. So what are we going to do today? Yeah, it's Tuesday Thoughts. So I'd like to share a lot of my thoughts that I have regarding some of the trending topics on social media. And if you have anything to say about them, share yours. You know what to do. You can send us your WhatsApp message to 08180089933. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hotfm_Lagos. I am on Instagram at Joy Bewaji, and you can follow me on Facebook, Joy EC Bewaji. Okay. So Tuesday Thoughts, I have a lot of thoughts I want to share and regarding some of the things that I found on social media. The first thing, of course, would be the trending topic on Kolade Johson, the young man who was killed and by the force. And okay, so they said the policemen came into a pub, I think, and they were watching a match and they were looking for someone, and then they just started shooting sporadically like that, just like that. And he lost his life. He's the only child of his parents, and I think he was visiting. Actually, he's not even here. He's not based here or something like that. It's really sad. And my Tuesday thought on that particular issue is, when are we going to end this issue with SARS and every other, you know, and the police and the issues we keep talking about and all the hashtags we've brought up over the years to address the force and how we are losing loved ones, you know, because it's really a dangerous thing to give a powerful instrument like a gun to someone who isn't exactly enlightened. Maybe we need to enlighten these people, because I read somewhere on Twitter where someone was saying that he was arrested because, one, he had dreadlocks, and two, because he had Yahoo Messenger on his laptop. Like, these people don't even know what Yahoo Messenger is. Like, they see Yahoo Messenger, they actually think it translates automatically to being a fraud. You see, that's the problem. You know, we have to at least educate the force. I don't understand it. And, you know, we keep saying end SARS, but it's not really necessarily just SARS. That's just one group of the entire situation we're facing here. The whole force needs to be educated. They need to just do something, rebrand it or something, and not rebranding it where, you know, you rebrand the surface, but then the roots is still, you know, it's still rotten. No, it's not going to work that way. It's really just sad to lose people just because somebody's just power hungry, or, you know, the frenzy of having some kind of authority, and we keep paying for this thing. The citizens, the people who they should protect, you know, keep paying. I can't even begin to imagine the pain his parents are going through. You know how they say it is the people you leave behind that really suffer, because, you know, and his dreams all gone like that. You know what? This is my Tuesday thoughts on this particular issue. These things happen abroad. Let's not get it twisted. It happens abroad. I mean, we all know that people lose lives abroad. But the good thing about it is you will get justice. There is a 70% chance, or even 90% in certain, first world countries. You know you will get justice, though. So we're not saying the crime. It's not just the crime. The fact that, do we ever get justice? Do we ever get justice? I think this family deserves justice. So it's not just saying the police people have been reprimanded or arrested. We need to see how this justice will play out for the sake of the sanity of his family. It's just the right thing to do. So that is my Tuesday thoughts on that particular issue, and I hope the family finds succor any way they can. It's just so sad, and may Kolade so rest in peace. It's really, really, really a sad situation. I'll be sharing more of my thoughts this Tuesday, and when we come back, if you have anything you'd like to share, you know what to do. Bring it to me on WhatsApp, 08180089933.
Lagos's Hot FM.
Okay, it's 93.3. This is JIB Live. I am sharing my Tuesday thoughts on trending topics on social media, and I did talk about Kolade Johson and all of the hashtags we've had over the years about SARS, and how we're not getting justice, how we're not getting answers, and it's just not the right. It's not right. We need to have answers, and justice needs to prevail when these things happen. Okay, so I'll move on to Nipsey Hussle was killed right in front of his store. And I think they finally found who did it. Shitty Cuz, I think, and they used to be part of the same gang. That's the thing I don't understand about American gangs. They actually think this is like their lives are like a movie or something. So they're in the same gang, right? Or was. And so he had a disagreement with Nipsey, and he told him to leave, his store, and then he felt disrespected. And he comes with his ride or die check. She's on the wheel, and then he shoots and kills Nipsey, and then they drive off into the sunsets. These people think they're acting movies, and I don't understand. I know that's a big problem with African American societies, maybe because they don't get to really pay them attention abroad, and all of the whole racial situation they get. They keep recycling this really, really bad behavior. So if you have a disagreement with someone, the result is death. Is that how in 2019, that's how we grow society? Fine, of course he would get justice, but it just never seems to end. That African American act just never ends. And when you watch their movies, you actually think you're watching a movie. That is not just a movie. This is how they live. This is how they interpret life, where you feel disrespected, and then the next thing you do, you just shoot people. So that's how I was watching Power for a very long time. I called it Ghost because Ghost is Ghost. This is just hot. Okay, so Power is actually the name. I was watching Power, and I was sharing it with a friend that these things can't be real. And she was like, "Yo, Joy, this is how they live. Like, you just suffer. Any consequences can happen to you." And these people, because these people are not afraid of jail, they actually feel like going to jail adds to your street cred. And actually, I did see a documentary, right, on CNI, where it was time for a prisoner, for African American prisoner, to leave the cell, and he was like, "Yo, I don't know I don't have anywhere to go. This is my home." He was saying, "This is my home. All his people are here. He has access to everything. He's friends with this. He's friends with that here. He doesn't want. There's nothing out there for him. So maybe because their prisons are so comfortable, you should come to Nigerian prisons." And then they do all of these things, and people are losing their lives. And that's why sometimes people tell you that my Tuesday thoughts. So just my Tuesday thoughts. When you begin to grow, you should leave some people behind. And there's a truth to that, because not everyone can handle your progress. Not everyone can handle the fact that, we used to roll together. How are you feeling like? Okay, so now you're like, you're hot shots and all of that. Not everybody can do that. The reason why it seems that we're safe in Nigeria is because we have you can't see guns everywhere. There's gun control. Before you try to get a gun, because I have girls. So there was actually a time I wanted to get a gun. I said, I tried to get a gun. The process is long though. They were almost asking for my mother's blood. So I was like, you know what, keep it. No, because I really, because I'm in the media, so you hear all of these things about child girls like, yo, I gotta get a gun. I was serious. I went to the station. I tried to get all the license. Nah, man, it's just they don't want you to get a gun. So because we don't have guns, so we think it's a better situation for us. So when we feel disrespected, we don't go looking for guns because there's no gun, right? Which is a good thing, because with the anger Nigerians have, if we had access and license to get guns, a lot of people would be dead. So it's a good thing we don't. But to show you how much anger, how much anybody would use instruments to settle a disrespectful, maybe fracas or rancor. In London, right, they have no gun access. So what do they use in the UK? They use knives. Every single day, some teenage boy is killed with knife wounds. So you would just use whatever access you have to do what you want to do. I don't know what we use here. Is it jazz? I don't know. But anyways, so I've always questioned this entire African American gang situation, and I always question how because you can't disrespect. If you disrespect, you're gonna die. And then they have all this ride and die check, who are willing to go to jail because of their boyfriends. Like she would not cooperate with the police. She's willing to go to jail. I don't know how they grow these people. I don't know how they grow that society in the way it is. I mean, Nipsey had his career really moving forward. I think he was nominated for a Grammy. So it's really sad to lose all of that. I mean, especially when you walk your way to becoming something and you're getting there, and just jealousy and unnecessary situation with other people will take your life. It's just not fair.
Lagos's Hot FM.
Okay, we're still sharing our Tuesday thoughts. So I have this here. It says, sorry, I'm just gonna read this from Kumuyi, the GO of Deeper Life. He says, women who put on menswear are abomination to God. Okay, so I don't even know where to start with this, because really, when it comes to religious talk, I'm done. I can't wait for religion to just move the hell away from all of this mundane conversation that it continues to have every day. The world is moving so rapidly. The things that are happening in first world countries are crazy. Look at Dubai. Look what's happening in that country. And we are here and we're still talking about people's clothes. We're still policing people's body parts. We're still talking about marriage and all of those things that add no value at all. Nothing to the development of our lives, of our society, of the world. It's such a waste of time. And you know why it's so annoying? Because there's so many people dedicated to religion. So many people. So to have all of these people continue to be doctored or continue to be led by such ordinary conversation in a world where children are making technological apps and changing the conversation, is crazy, though. It's crazy. And I keep saying this because we have to get to a point where we understand that so many things that used to matter before, they don't matter anymore. The world is just moving on. Life is going on. I read somewhere where they said, in another a million years, the earth will probably cease to exist, and another planet will come, and they will not even know there was anything at all called earth. That is how irrelevant this entire situation is. So you have this one life to do something great. Like, you really have this one life to do epic stuff, and then you waste all of that time trying to worry about what you're wearing. Besides, what is even ladies' clothes? Let's even talk about that. What do we mean by women's clothes and men's clothes? Do you know even fashion itself has evolved so many times? Like, there was a time men used to wear robes, like dresses. Men actually were the ones who used to wear high heels. I mean, check your history. They were the ones who used to wear high heels because it had to do something. It had to do with, kingship and all of that. So fashion itself has continued to evolve. Men used to wear skirts. They used to wear dresses. They wear heels. So how do you now decide what is a man's dress and what is a woman's dress when fashion itself continues to evolve over and over again? It's just crazy. Who made these clothes? At what point did it even matter? Okay, fine, you have that in the Old Testament, right? You had that in the Old Testament. Is it the New Testament, though? Is it the New Testament? So even God himself had even tried to change the conversation at some point. Because if it was so cool, right, the Old Testament, there wouldn't have been a need to, I'm not even going to do religion right now. I'm not even going to go in depth into all of these things. But I really find it very odd and very tiring, because I think Deeper Life has so many, like, the followers are many. So I find it really odd and tiring that all of these people over and over again have to hear all of these things that mean absolutely nothing to where the world is going, to the conversation the world is having, to the narrative that we have to be sharing right now to get to a point. We are third world. Doesn't that bother you, though? We are third world. What that means, we have absolutely nothing. All right. So I have a WhatsApp message here from Bumi. And she says, "Hello, JIB. You have said it all. Nothing clouds my thought more today. The everyday sad story in this country. One cannot even pretend to be blind in peace to every..." Exactly. That's another thing. I'll talk about it. So let me continue. One cannot even pretend to be blind in peace to everything going on in this country. How Nigerians feel so helpless. All we know is hashtags and acting dumb and numb. We cannot go out there and confront our fears and problems. Again, my Tuesday thought also is concerning this everyday hot sun. It's so hot. I want to be in Antarctica right now so badly. Fumi, I understand you. You know what? Let me tell you a bit about the Nigerian sun and why I started to appreciate it. When I went to London, though, oh my God, it was so cold and it wasn't even winter. I was sick half the time I was there, and I prayed for the sun. I prayed for the sun. So when I came back, I decided I would never, ever complain anymore about the sun. But thank you for your comment. So yeah, so back to what I was saying. I just think that we should try and tailor the message, especially with Christianity, to meet the times that we find ourselves. All right? Yeah, we need to tailor the message. Else, there's no need to drive cars. You can as well be you can as well be riding a donkey if you refuse to tailor your message to meet the times that we find ourselves. That's the thing. So this whole dress thing, fashion itself has evolved so many times. So I just find it so annoying that we waste too much time just talking about things that don't change any conversation, doesn't add any conversation to the conversations they're having in the world. That's my Tuesday thought on that particular situation. I have Rude Boy next, Reality.
Lagos's Hot FM.
Okay, when the video is nicer than the song, I'm just you see, I don't understand why those people had to break up, because they sound the same. You know how you break up and then you are expecting a different flavor from their solo efforts, like Americans, but they just sound exactly the same. You could just as well just throw in Peter into that song, and this is just bland. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. All right. Okay, that's my Tuesday thought, by the way, regarding P Square. I don't understand how brothers can just not get along and then they break up, and then we are okay, you've broken up now, so what's the sound going to be like from your solo effort? And then you come and you sound exactly like you sounded when you were together. Okay. All right. Okay. So I have another stuff here that requires my thoughts this Tuesday on JIB Live. A passenger assaults a student in a tricycle. She's 11 years old. So this is what the eyewitness said. She said, okay, she was sitting in the tricycle, and then the man was next to her, and then the student was next to him, and then she saw him touching her lap and her thigh, and and the girl was uncomfortable, and then when she tried to shake it off, he would take his hands off, and then he would do it again and again until she couldn't take it anymore. I think she said she's a lawyer. She couldn't take it anymore, so she raised the alarm, and she was going to drag the guy to the police station. And guess what? Nigerians started to beg. Our most favorite sport. That's all we do. We beg. I remember this one. I had to point this out because I remember one time, a lady who used to work with my mom, she was sharing her own story of her child. I think the child was 10 years old at the time. So this morning she was taking her daughter to school, and she had to take the Okada. So what she did was, of course, in that situation, she put the child in front of the Okada rider, and then she was at the back of the Okada rider. And she said, she could tell that the Okada wasn't, he was moving funny. He was riding funny, like he didn't have control over the Okada. Then when they stopped at the bus stop where she wanted them to stop, the kid came down, and I don't think she was even up to 10. She was actually younger, because I remember she was younger. So the kid said, "Mommy, he was touching me." And she's like, "Yo, touching you how?" And she was pointing to her, her private part. And so the mother raised the alarm, of course. And the few people who came started to beg. I don't understand. I know the funny thing about situations like that, when they beg you and you don't accept, then you become the criminal on the streets in Nigeria. So somebody touches your daughter, or you see you are an eyewitness to sexual harassment to a child, and you want to do something about it because that is what you should do as an adult. and you are trying to ensure that the pedophile, serves some, gets to the police, gets arrested, and you're trying to do the right thing. But everybody comes around and starts begging you. So what happens is the guy goes scot-free and he goes back into the world and he does the same thing to the next child, right? And then when he does the same thing to the next child, the people around begs him and begs the person who wants justice. And then he keeps doing it and destroying lives. Because in some ways, we really don't want justice. And we still see this whole sexual harassment, rape, as something that, we should be able to, we can handle it. And that's why even in families, you hear things like, it's a family matter. Like an uncle rapes a child, and it's a family matter. I just understand it. So when I read that, so she had to let it go because they were begging. And I'm like, no. But I really don't blame her. I really understand that situation so well, because if she insists that, no, I don't care what any of you saying, I need to take him to the police station. If she insists, you'll be shocked. They might just mob her. That's how twisted it gets sometimes. And even in the comment section where I found this, people were actually saying almost what I'm saying. They said, what did you really see? What did you really see? How are you? If we don't have video evidence, we don't believe you. Nigerians, I tire. I was like, I won't even lie. You guys, you tire me. So my Tuesday thoughts regarding this situation is this. Rape, sexual assault, sexual molestation, these are not family matters. They are not matters you resolve on the streets. We need to take these matters seriously enough that it gets to the court. And when I say court, I'm passing the police. I mean, you have to do the whole thing with the police, but even they would discourage you. I was a speaker in a school one time, and we're talking about these issues. And a child stood up. She was 13 at the time. I think this was 2016. I share this everywhere I go. So she stood up and said, you know what? Her friend was raped by her stepfather. And she, as a 13-year-old child, took her friend to the police station. And the police at the gate, they didn't even allow her go in. The police person she saw at the gate said, go and meet your parents. What? Go. They just hushed her away. And I had to watch a Nigerian child say that at a conference, so we need to take this thing seriously. I still go back to the fact that we need to enlighten the police. They need to know that these things are not, stop sending domestic abuse victims back to their homes. Stop undermining the pain of, sexual victims of abuse. Stop it. When somebody comes and tells you this happened to me, take it seriously. Don't go blaming the person. That's my Tuesday thoughts on that particular matter. I have WhatsApp messages here. Ify says, I don't even have anything reasonable to share here. Fine, I'm dealing with my brain and rearranging it to be fine. Joy, I swear you cannot be fine in this Nigeria if you're not in refreshing mode every 15 minutes at most. I am sitting here looking at an email that is making me think I have also gone mad. I beg, I can't think again. I'm numb. Ify, I feel you. Okay, just take it easy. Breathe in, breathe out. Exhale, darling. It's going to be okay. That's the name of my book. Last will be all right. It's going to be fine. I have a comment here from Emma. Emma says, hi, Joy. Religion needs to go. Religion and freedom of expression. Religion and human rights. Religion and women's rights cannot coexist. Why would you want to live your life according to the religious script and dogma based on the mythical stories and cultural norms of some ancient Middle Eastern men? I'm so sorry. I have always wondered why women would be part of a movement that oppresses and subjugates them. Thanks. Whew. Emma, thank you so much. And it's great to have you on the show. Thank you. Okay, so, yes. Okay, I have another one. Dr. Ken. Okay, no, this is not for me. All right, so I'll just leave it. Okay, so that's the situation. I just feel we should take, my Tuesday thoughts, take sexual victims seriously. Take rape victims seriously. We need to start to tackle all of the situations. Okay.
Lagos's Hot FM.
Josie, he says, a citizen has powers to arrest and hand over the rapist or sexual molester to the police while making a statement as to the events that happened and ensuring that the victim receives treatment and gets a medical report and being a witness in court when the trial starts. That is the ideal situation. Unfortunately, our administration of criminal justice law system is a mess and frustrating for good intentioned citizens. There's a lot we need to do in this country. A lot of stuff we need to do. Dr. Ken on WhatsApp says, it is abnormal to be normal in an abnormal society. Nigeria is abnormal. Then he says, in my honest opinion, these are the most critical society issues to address in Nigeria today. Number 1, religion. Number 2, culture and tradition. Number 3, ageism. Number 4, patriarchy. Number 5, political apathy. We will be held bondage only until these are fixed. I agree. I can write an entire essay on every topic, every point you have listed here. So thank you for that, Dr. Ken. Okay, something light whilst we're coming to the end of the show. So I don't know. I'm sure I'm late to this, right? But okay, so I was flipping through like 15 times. It was a book. I was flipping through Instagram and I saw the whole BB Ninja polygraph thingy. Yeah, I know I'm late to it, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So they asked Lulu if he loved Anto. And the guy said no. And it was actually true. And you know what? That just hurts. Even though I'm not even involved in that situation, because I watched the episode or the part of the reality show where he was professing his care and his love and and as a Yoruba demon, he was doing that thing and he was doing this so well. And even we that were watching at home were like, oh, holding our pillows and, wiping our tears of happiness. I mean, how do we do this thing? And that entire situation with the polygraph just made me, it kind of gave me perspective into why relationships are the way they are. I don't think a lot of us are in love with the people we're with. I really don't. I think we need them for the particular moment and the moment that we're in at that particular season in our lives. We need them. We need their strength. We need their love. We need their support. We need their warmth. There's so many things we need, and because we can't find any other way to define how we feel, we say we love them. I think a lot of people are not even married to who they love. Oh my God, I'm really going over. I'm just being so controversial right now. I'm sorry. Please. All I'm saying is that just gave me perspective to a lot of relationships. And I don't think it's even a bad thing. Like, only because if we were sincere with ourselves, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But we're not sincere. That's the thing. If you need somebody at this time in your life because they come with the kind of energy you need and they're the kind of people you want to be around because this is the season you are in and this is what you require, and you tell them, it would be good. I watched a movie a long time ago where it was an African American movie. It was Nia Long and somebody else, can't remember. And he told her, when they met, how they always do that cliche, that romance, the rain has to start falling and two people now hold each other hands. So it was that cliche moment. And he said something like, I need you right now, right here, this season of my life. I need you. And I respected that. I respect that. He didn't go saying, oh, I love you, I can't live without you. My head is, he clearly defined what he wanted from her at that point. And if she didn't want that, then she can as well say, no, okay, I don't need you. And you move on. But the truth is, you now lie to people. And it's so hard to not trust love when it is said to you, especially for women, because we've been brought up to be all the Cinderella thing. So you say I love you, and then the woman just feels that, oh, he loves me. Okay, this is why I stay and make it work and prove that I am a wife material. But he doesn't love you though. He just needs you. But because we don't exactly define these things properly, we go around telling people, do you know how many people you have told that you love? Where are all of them now? Some of them have turned to hate straight. After the relationship ends, you just hate the person. And that's the thing about love. It's not so easy to just start hating someone. So it's not really love. Most of the time when what we need, and that's for me, I take it. I think for a very long time, I also can't define this thing. But, you mature, you read, new knowledge is there. You try to be better every day. I don't think I love anyone. Apart from my kids, of course. I really think I need people at a particular season in my life. And it doesn't mean I hate them. I will give just as much as I get. But it doesn't mean it is love. It just means that at this season, I respect you, and you can actually say you love them, but not in that love where it seems like this is where it ends for us. This is it. This is it. This is, And that was how Lulu was professing that thing that he was professing in that Big Brother thing. And then he comes out of the house and he categorically tells the girl that, I don't want to date you. How long did they stay together that the love has turned to the fact that, So it's just really strange. It's just strange that people just go on and carry this thing. And then people have to feel hurt for a very long time because somebody lied to them. Why don't we just go ahead and say, you know what? I need you right now. I need you in my life this moment, this time in my life. I need somebody like you. I need your strength. I need your energy. I need your vibe. I need your smell. I need you. And if you stay, then we can build something together. We can, why don't we just say it that way? I'm just saying.
Lagos's Hot FM.
So I'm going to round up with this message from WhatsApp. It says, good morning, JIB. According to Business Insider compiled list of the most miserable countries based on 2019 data available at the CIA World Fact Book, Nigeria is ranked 6th in the world. Imagine. Truth be told, I'm miserable typing this right now because I'm just tired of all the miserable things Nigeria and Nigerians are going through. We deserve better than all of this. That's from Abdullah Animashan from Alakbere. Thank you so much. And that is how I round up the show today. Oh, chin up, people. Don't let it get to you. Let's keep on keeping on. Okay? I'll be here tomorrow for another great show. All right? Have a good day. Bye.
JIB Live. Lifestyle and music.
Lagos's Hot FM.